Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Glossy Garage. I'm Rich Light from Glossy Car Care Products. This week we're going to discuss on how to use a dual action polisher safely on your paint finish. We're going to show you proper polishing with this Evo 21 dual action polisher. Now, a dual action polisher will have two movements to it. It'll have a spinning motion and then it'll have a counter rotation, kind of similar to a hand when you're waxing or polishing your car. This machine will not build the heat like a grinder or a sander would build, but it gives you enough motion or torque to safely polish the surface of your vehicle. I'm going to choose a soft blue foam polishing pad for this finish because it doesn't require any kind of heavy correction or scratch removal. And we're going to go ahead and use our Glossy UF 3000 finishing polish. Now this is a great polish when your vehicle doesn't need a lot of attention, might have some light towel marks or some marring or car wash swirls. So I'm going to go ahead and place a blue finishing foam pad to a 6-inch backing plate. Now you want to make sure that you have this centered on the pad, the harmonics and the balance is even when you turn on the machine. Now this machine is what we call a variable speed, not revolutions per minute, oscillations mean that it's going to safely polish the surface of your vehicle. Now we're going to start off at a slower speed on the dial at 3, and then we're going to go ahead and apply our UF 3000 finishing polishing foam product to the actual pad itself. As you can see, I'm not using a lot of product. That's one of the misconceptions when we polish our vehicles. We think that more product is better. It's not how much product you use, it's how you work the product. And that's why you can see I put these small beads on the face of this pad. Now as a precaution, so it doesn't spill all over the vehicle, I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly rub it in to the foam pad. Now, what's important to note is that you always want to take your extension cord when you're polishing and throw it over your shoulder for a couple of reasons, safety reasons. One, the machine doesn't get away from you or the cord gets wrapped around the handle. Two, you don't have the cord draped across the fender, which could cause scratching or damage to your vehicle's paint finish. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the trigger. Now, what's important is that your right hand back here is the one that's actually going to steer and your left hand is the one that's going to guide. So I'm going to go ahead and start the machine up. The machine's very balanced. I have it in one hand, but I've got my hand securely on it. And I always want to make sure that when I start the machine, my left hand is on the front handle. Now, the amount of pressure that I'm putting down right now is enough to keep it on the vehicle. I'm not putting all my weight into it. I'm basically just allowing the machine and guiding it across the surface in a horizontal overlapping pattern. When you're polishing a vehicle, we use a lower speed when we're just doing cleaning or restoring the finish, if we're not correcting the finish. And you can see that it leaves a very light haze on the finish of product. You don't need a lot of product. I like to make 3 to 4 passes at a speed 3 when the vehicle is in very good condition and I'm just giving it a light polish. When you have a vehicle that requires more attention, you can up the speed, but that's optimal. In this application right now, we're just going to go over proper usage and how to handle this machine. I'm going to go ahead and use our quick detailer and a towel, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the residual polish. As you can see, the polish will come off easily, and then I'm going to do an inspection of the paint to make sure I brought the gloss out that I was looking to achieve on the finish of this vehicle. If I see there's some residual hazing or marring in the paint, I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process with the machine again to get the optimal finish that I'm looking for on this vehicle.